All right, so let me do an example here. So what's the lowest data point? Looks to be the 90s. Does everybody agree with me? Agree? Do you agree with me?
Yes.
All right.
We agree.
So how would that get represented considering, all right, further down they tell you this, 13 line 8 equals 138,000. These are all in the thousands, right? They tell you that up here. These are all in the thousands. So 13 line 8 is 138,000. So for 9, I would make that 09. So 09, 2, and 4. And oh, I left out 0. So the stems are the first 2 digits. So then what's the next number? I think I see stuff in the 11s, right? For the first 2 digits. Do you guys see that?
Yes.
Okay. So then the next, now to be honest, you shouldn't skip. I should put a 1, 0 there, even though there isn't anything with a 1 and a 0 in the data, but they didn't really give you much room. So in this case, you could skip. So this would be 1, 1, and then I would put 0 for 1, 1, 0. What else do I got? 8. What else do I got? 7. Is it just 7 and 8? Is that, am I seeing everything? 7. Oh, there's a 4. 4, 7, 8. I think that's everything. You guys all with me out there?
And Professor, if we didn't skip the 10th and put 0, in this case, we add number 100 in the
No.
list.
So don't put that then. So you put, oh, so the way this should be, if they had given you enough room, is to do this and you don't put anything.
Oh, keep it. Oh, okay. Keep it empty.
Empty.
Okay. Okay, I understand.
It's kind of lying to skip because you're kind of like visually you're getting rid of the empty classes, but
Okay.
it didn't give you enough room here if you're doing it in the book. So it's okay to go ahead and skip the ones that don't have anything up here.
It's hard because we have a 30 from 33 to 52. We have a lot of.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
So
we
if you
can
had
do
to put every number, there's no way. It would be so long. So in this case, to be honest, in this case, I wouldn't even make a stem and leaf because the data is not really in a good form for stem and leaf, but it's okay. We can do it. Is this okay so far? Does anyone have any questions on what's happened so far in this problem? The thing people were skipping.
So you're basically, so you're just like seeing like from the numbers, there's no 10, so you start from 9, then you start 2.
Yeah, the lowest number I see is
11.
90.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And they told me the thing that people were skipping was at the bottom of the page, they tell you what things should mean. So what people were doing was they were making the first class start with a 1, and then they were just putting everything, all the 1 stuff, this giant, no. They didn't tell you to do that. They told you the stem should be the first 2 digits, and then the leaves would be the last digit. Right, so the next thing I would do would be, there's no 1, 2s, right? You guys see any 1, 2s? No, did I put that 7? Why is that circled up there? Hold on, let me change something up. Oh, is everything, is it out of place? I think these are all out of place. All right. That's what happens when I start moving stuff around. So the next thing I think would be 1, 3. And then I see a 1, 3. I think is it only 1, 3, 8?
Yes.
And then 1, 4, there's some 1, 4s, right? All right, that's all I'm going to do. 1, 4, and then the last, and then the leaves will be the numbers that come off of that.
Yes.
And so forth.
And the professor, always we have a key under the stem and leaves, right? Because
You
in
have
the
to.
page before that, 133, we have a different key. And under the picture.
Sure, of course. Yes.
Yeah.
Because for each representation, there might be different keys. It's sort of like for each map, there might be a different scale. Without the scale, you can't really read the map well. So without the key, you can't read the picture well. Okay. And I love this question right here. How many states had 656 newspapers? What is this? So 4, 5 means 45, correct? So what do these two things mean right here? 4, 5 is 45. What does this mean?
49.
49.
49.
So what does this mean?
65 and
65. And what does this
65.
mean?
66.
So how many states had 656 newspapers?
Zero.
None.
No.
Wow.
0 had 656. Don't say this doesn't, you can't suddenly, I need you to know this. This tells you how to read everything up here. You can't go, well, that's 656 as I want it to be. No, this tells you what everything means. There is no 656 in here. There isn't. Is there a 7,669 in here? No, this is 76, 76, 79. This key tells you how to read everything. All right, maybe. It's just like a scale on a map.
Okay, it says how many states had 25 newspapers?
Good, all right.
I don't see no 25.
All right, hold on.
I see 20.
Hold on. So what does this mean again? It tells you right down here what does 4, 5 mean? Bless you.
45.
45. So what does 2, 5 mean?
Oh, 25. Okay, I see now.
So how many 25s do you see? Yeah. Okay. I like it.
1, 2, 3.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
I like it. Is that better? Is that better?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to assume everybody is better. Okay. All right. Anything else, guys? Anything else from homework stuff?
Oh, shit.
No? Okay. All right. So we're going to continue because we're all crazy people. Now, do you guys remember we originally had a quiz scheduled for today? Is it still happening today?
No, it's tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
Yeah. And that quiz is on the last part of chapter 1. So tomorrow morning after class, it'll open. And I'll think about when to make it due. We'll see. Okay. All right. So we barely stepped into, we kind of did a little preview of chapter 2 yesterday. And this is where we're going to really sink our teeth into some analysis of data. Dude, some data analysis. Yeah, we didn't go very deep into this, did we? No. Good. Here we go. Let's do this. So can you guys, hopefully you have a calculator as you're supposed to. Can you very quickly figure out the mean of these numbers for exam 1? We're going to do number 5 here. What's the mean on exam 1?
A 1,001.
All right, now think about what you just said. If the average grade was 1,001.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
I think divided by 13, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you have one more step.
That usually
So-
happens.
I understand. Don't worry. Don't worry. You're fine. You're fine. You got everybody on the right first step. I don't think it's 71.5. No, I think you left something out. What do you guys get for the average? Because you do get 1,001 when you add them all up. And then you have to divide by how many?
13.
13. I like it.
77?
Huh?
77.
Oh yeah. So you do get
77.
you get a 77 average. I like it. Oh, let me see. Oh yeah. I understand. Be careful. See where it says 14 here, but do you see how it started on 2? So there's actually 13 grades. That's a little bit evil, right? But you got to be careful with this Excel kind of looking business. Okay, now, incredibly enough, I want you to find real quick exam 2, right? So can you find exam 2's average? And is everybody did everybody get 77? Are you guys okay out there? Anybody not get 77? Speak now or hold your peace for a little bit. I don't know. Hopefully, eventually speak up. All right, I think this one comes out a little bit more gross. Let's see.
$72.69.
I got the same.
Yeah, there we go. So this one, if you add them all up, you get 945, right? When you divide by 13, so this is exam 1, 77. Exam 2 is 72.69. I love it. Is everybody with me on that? Anybody not get that? Are you guys okay out there? So this is what I was talking about yesterday very quickly. If I am a teacher and I look at these two, like maybe this is my morning class. No, I see. This is exam 1. This is exam 2. I would say, what is wrong with you people? What happened? You did okay on exam 1 and then you just all died on exam 2. What the hell? What's an immediate way? Well, why is that not fair?
Because Creed got a 0.
Yeah, what the hell's up, Creed? Damn Creed, creepy dude, right? So what should I really have done differently in exam 2 then?
Omit 1 grade.
Yeah, I should have thrown this one out, which means, do you
Divided
understand? I
by
would still
12.
add, yeah, divide by
Yes.
12. What do I get if I do that? Does everybody understand that? Shouldn't I throw Creed's grade out since he didn't even take the test? So it's not a measure of what people knew. If I include a 0 for somebody who missed the test, that doesn't make any sense. So what do I get when I divide by 12 instead?
78.75.
So overall, which exam do they actually do better on?
The second.
Yeah. So one way you can handle outliers. This is definitely an outlier. What would you guys agree with me that that's an outlier? And how do you identify that as an outlier? Why is that an outlier?
Because there's no information.
Well, to be honest, did they say he actually missed the test? I don't think they actually said he missed the test. Couldn't he just have done everything wrong and misspelled his name? Do you understand? So I was saying he missed the test because that's the only way somebody can get a 0 on my stuff or they cheated. But maybe he just did everything completely wrong and he misspelled his name. So he got a 0. Why is it an outlier compared to all the other data? That's what an
This is
outlier is.
0.
Sure, but why is that
Nobody
an
else
outlier?
scored a 0.
Sure, but did anybody else score 93?
No.
No.
I
Why
guess
is
when you
93
plot it,
not an outlier? Sorry?
I guess when you plot it, it shows as like an outlier because it's far away from all the other
There it
numbers.
is. There it is. I was so hoping that phrase would come out of you. I knew it was going far away. It does not follow the rest of the data. It is very far away from the rest of where the data is, right? So like you're imagining in your head, you see a 0 and you see the rest of the data is over here, right? So that is obviously an outlier. It's way far away from where the rest of the data is. I love it. Is everybody cool with that? That's how we identify that as an outlier in terms of just the number instead of the situation behind it. All right. So one way to take care of averages and making sure that it's actually descriptive is to throw out the outliers. Now, sometimes you don't want to do that because then you're losing data. So another thing I can do to make this a better description is I can calculate something called the median. And all the median is, this is going to suck a little bit, but oh well, we're gonna make it. All the median is, it tells you down here, it's the number that is right in the middle of a set of data. So for example, what would the median be here?
You don't have another number, so I would say 2, 5
5.
I think 6.
Well, the median is the
6.
number that's
in the middle.
middle.
So it'd
5.
be 5, 7.
And I'll go ahead and show you. Here's the symbol for median, the X with the little weird hat on it. That's the symbol for median. You don't have to use that symbol, but I just want to show you. It would be 5. And think about it, in any odd group of numbers, there's always going to be a middle. So this one, right? No, I'm joking. So this would be the middle in a set of 5 numbers. All right, so everybody with me so far. That's beautiful. And why is it so beautiful? Because what's a median in the road is the thing that's in the middle. So the median of a set of data is the numbers in the middle. But what would the median be here? What's the median in this other set of data?
So it's 0.
Nope.
2.
Yes. So what's wrong with this set of data? It is not in.
It's not organized.
Yeah.
It's not ordered, right? If the median could be any number in any order, then I could make the median anything I want to, and then it has no meaning. So I have to first put the numbers in order: 0, 1, 2, 3, 9. Then I can see the median is 2.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Now, what would I have to do to figure out the median grade on this test then?
We're
You gotta
supposed
put
to
these in order.
In order.
Yeah,
then
I gotta put them in order. Oh, that would suck. Now, if anybody's going to take statistics, you're obviously going to do all the same stuff too. And you're going to have a TI calculator. And one thing the calculator can do for you is put lists of data in order. That would make that a lot easier. Do you guys agree? Definitely. One thing I want you to realize, let me see, I'm going to clear this. I'm going to find some blank space here. Let me clear all this away. Let me find some blank space, or I can get up off my ass and use the board. Nah, screw it. I want you to realize something. So what's the median? Oh, crappity doodah. What's the median in this data here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's the median?
3.
Holy shit, right? The median's 3. What if I make this 5,000? What's the median?
3.
3 still, of course. So does the median get affected by outliers?
No.
No. So real quick. So if I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what's the mean? And by the way, the symbol for the mean is X with a straight bar on it. So median is sort of like a mean that had a rough night where he got his hat all crooked. What's the mean of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
5. 3.
3. Okay. It's easy. 3 is right in the middle of all the numbers numerically too. So that's the mean. What if I make it 1, 2, 3, Jeff, 3, 4, 5,000? What's the mean now?
Still a 3.
Say again?
3.
No. What's the mean? What's the average? Sorry.
And 1002.
1,002. So again, remember, mean is another name for what we call average, but the word average actually means more than we think it does. So this is the official word for what we think of as average. So to find the average, I have to add up all the data points and divide by how many there are, right? So is the mean affected by outliers? Is the mean affected by outliers? Is the mean
Yes.
affected?
Yes.
Yes, because if I have an outlier in my data, the mean drastically changes. Is the median affected by outliers?
No.
No.
No, it doesn't give a shit. It just cares that there's 5 numbers, so there's a middle number, right? I can make this 5 trillion and the median would still be 3. So that's why, listen, why do you think, especially here, we talk about median home price? Why would we talk about median home price and not average home price? What kind of homes do we have in San Diego? Hello?
Wait, sorry, can you repeat the question? I didn't hear.
Why do we talk about median home price and not average or mean home price?
So it's changing from the spot to another spot. The price is changed from area to another area, even
True,
still in San
but
Diego.
there we go. Somebody's got it in the chat. Have you ever gone to La Jolla, for example, and walked around? I like going to La Jolla and walking around and looking at the houses that I probably will never even be invited into. Oh, that's a pretty house. I never see what it looks like. Exactly. So when I report how house prices are changing, I'm going to talk about the median because the average would be dishonest in a way because it would get affected by those multi-million-dollar homes, right? Okay, I really want this understood. So when I have data that has outliers in one direction or the other, I probably shouldn't use mean. So we also use median for income. Right here, here's a beautiful example. I basically just did this example, but let me see. Stay with me now. If I was about to join a company and these are the salaries for people, this is in thousands of dollars, okay? So I'm not saying they're making $46 a year. I'm saying they're making $40,000 a year and so forth. So here's 3 employees, and then here's the CEO. All right. And I ask them, how much money can I expect to make here? And they tell me the average. What's the average of these numbers up here? If you average these numbers, can somebody do that for me? Oh, it'll go in even, I think. 150. Is it 182?
It's 182.
182. Look at me go. Go, math boy. Go, math boy. Go. Okay. So if I tell them, oh, yeah, it's about 182,000 that you can expect to make, am I telling them the truth?
No, it's dishonest.
Dishonest, right? I would go, holy shit, really? Oh my God. But what would the median be? Oh, here we get more interesting now. This is beautiful. Is there a number that's in the middle?
No.
No. Can you do 42 and 46, or does it
Good.
just
So
have
what you
54?
do is if you average these two, don't you get a number that's in the middle of all of them? If you average the two in the middle, isn't that number going to be in the middle of all of them? What's the average of 42 and 46? What's right in between 42 and 46?
44.
44.
44. So the median would be 44,000. So if I told them, oh yeah, the median income is 44,000, much more honest, isn't it? All right. Now, I am not saying median is better than mean. The mean is actually better than the median, but there are specific cases where the median is more honest. Do you guys follow what's happening? Is that cool? Do you guys, are you there? Are you people? I know there's a few. There's a hand. Okay, good. A few people out there. All right. I just want y'all to understand why we have both of these ideas, the average and the median. Okay. I'm going to clear all this away. Bam. So if there's an odd number of things, there's a definite, you could do it, Jeff. There's a definite middle. If there's an even number of things, oh, the middle is the middle of the two in the middle. What a weird sentence. The number in the middle of the two in the middle is definitely the frickin' middle. It is the middle. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. I'm sorry that I over goofed it, but oh well.
Question.
All right. Yes.
Is there ever a point, say, like the last question, where there's 4 that are listed, and there would be like an odd number, like a 45 and a 47, something like that,
Of
to
course.
find? So you would still just try and get as close as you could to the middle.
All right, now watch. No. I see what you're trying. I see what you're having trouble with. So watch this. What if my data look like 3, 9, 16, 23? Okay, what would the median be? So you're concerned because this is not as easy just to see where the middle is, right? But how do I always find the middle of two numbers? I find the average of
Add
them.
them.
Yeah, add them and divide, and that'll be the middle of two numbers is the average of those two numbers. So you can always do that. You can't just see it.
I understand that completely fine.
Okay.
I'm saying, like, if it ever came out to, would it be a moment where it would come out to like a decimal? Okay, that's what I was saying. Like, it's okay for it to come out as a decimal. Okay, got it.
Totally. 12 and a half is the number that is exactly in the middle of all the numbers. That's what matters. So it could be a number that's not even a data point. I like it.
Gotcha.
Okay, beautiful. So we got mean, which is average, which we all came into this class knowing how to do. Just get used to the word mean means what we consider average. Median might be new to us, but it's relatively simple. You got to remember to put the data in order, right? But otherwise, it's pretty simple to find the middle. So there's one last one. Here we go. So the last measure of center is called the mode. And the mode is the number that occurs the most. Most mode. So I always think about pie a la mode, and I want to have the most ice cream when I have pie a la mode. I don't know. Mode also sounds like most, whatever works, right? So is there a mode grade, a modal grade for the first exam? It would be easier if it was in order, but you can still see there's definitely a winner, right?
Is it 81?
81.
81. Yeah, 81 occurs 3 times, right? Is there a mode for exam 2? I don't think so. Is there? I don't see one. No. Does anyone see anything that occurs more than once?
No.
Nope.
No.
So no mode. So let's do a couple more examples. All right. I'm going to clear this away. Let me go back up to my empty space here. So what would the mode be here? Let's see, example 1. 4, 5, 5, 7. Obviously the mode is,
5.
holy shit. Okay. What about 4, 4, 5, 7, 7? What's the mode?
4 and 7.
4 and 7. I love it. 4 and 7. This is what we call bimodal. All right. What about 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 7, 7? What's the mode?
4.
4. Cool. Don't tell me everything that repeats. Tell me there's one winner, 4 wins, because it shows up 3 times. Everybody else only showed 2 times. Right? 3 of a kind beats 2 of a kind any day. I like it. And we can go up to tri-modal. So you can have no mode. You can have 1 mode. You can have 2 modes. This is bimodal. You can have 3 modes. That's tri-modal. And then after that, we just go, no, there's no mode. Any more than that, we're like, no. There's nowhere that it seems the data is clustering if it's clustering in more than 3 places. All right, I don't remember if this book goes up to tri-modal. I don't off the top of my head, but does that make some sense?
It has any symbol like
No.
Okay.
Good question though. Yeah, this doesn't really have a symbol. I think in some of my stats classes in the past, I asked them if they wanted to make a symbol for mode. In one class, we called it capital M, and I can't remember the other one. That's too long ago. Real quick, what does this look like? What would this be called, this graph?
Histogram?
Bar graph.
Yeah. Histogram. How can I tell the difference? Because this has no gaps, right? Can somebody just tell me which class is the modal class? Modal class. What's your gut instincts tell you?
Ooh,
13, 18.
3 and I can't tell the 13 or 18 difference.
All right, now wait a minute. What's this class right here?
3, 8.
3 to 8. This class?
8 to 13.
8 to 13. Which class has the most stuff in it?
8 to 13.
8 to 13. Yeah, this one's lower, right? This has less stuff. This has even less stuff. And this has the second most stuff, but too bad he lost. This guy won. Does that make sense? That's the modal class. It's the class that had the most stuff in it. So of course it's just the tallest bar. Is that cool? Maybe. Now this makes less sense if you haven't done the histogram problems yet, but the height of the bar tells you how frequently data showed up in that class. So the highest bar is the one that had the most. So that's the modal class. Okay, I like it. Okay, I'm going to clear this away. It's all going to go away. Here it goes. By stuff. Bam. All right, so let's take a look at, let me see if I forgot anything. I think that's basically all there is to this section. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, we might want to do that. I'll come back. Well, let's do that problem. Let's see. So much stuff here. So cool. So the homework is just going to give you sets of data. That looks very familiar. Is that the same data? Maybe so. All right. Well, we've already done some of the homework. Yay. Well, that's dumb. All right. They gave the same exact data. Mean, median, mode, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah. Oh, wow. That's not very much. So appreciate that. There's not much homework here at all. And some of it we've already done. Well, shit. So let's do a little bit of this. What time is it? Yeah, let's do a little bit of this here. Why is that? Oh, I see. Okay. So real quick. Well, can somebody do this real quick? What's the total of column B? I think it's 87. Is that right? What am I hearing out there?
Yeah, it's 87.
Thank you. All right. And of course, let's see. What's for column C? I think it's 68. Is that right? Yeah, it's 68, right? You guys with me out there? I can only see one person. It's okay. I'm not going to go insane. All right.
Professor, for that one, would you also get rid of the 0?
No. How do you mean get rid of it?
I honestly forget the term that you said.
All right. These are specific questions and the number of points that they earned. So I would never get rid of the 0 because otherwise it would artificially inflate their grade. Don't you wish I would throw out the problems that you totally missed and got no points for? But what you're thinking about was in an overall list of everybody's grade. If somebody made a 0, that will artificially lower the average. It won't give me a real feel for how everybody's doing. That's when I can throw out an outlier. Does that make more sense? That's a good question.
Yes, that does.
If I throw the 0 out here, I'm going to artificially inflate their grade. Yeah. Okay. Now, can somebody do this for me? What percent of the total points did the student earn? How many total possible points are there?
87 possible points.
87. And out of those 87, how many did they earn?
They earned 68.
68. All right. So what's that?
78.1.
Like it. 78.16.
1/6.
So rounding it to 1 decimal place, we get 78.2. Is that cool? We actually get 78.16091, blah, blah, blah. So if I round it to 1 decimal place, this makes that go up to be a 2. Okay. So everybody with me so far? So they got a 78.2 on that thing, that test. So of course, what letter grade did they get?
Professor, I have a quick question.
Yes. Yeah, they got a C. And what's the question? Sorry.
Do we have to round it, or is it required to round it? So like, let's say our answer was just 78.16. Would you dock it off?
Probably not, but I would say, look what they ask you to do, right? Yeah. So we only rounded it because they asked us to round it to 1 decimal place, right?
Sounds good.
Yeah, okay. Let me see, where am I at? So everybody cool with that? Obviously they got a C. If they were in my class, they would have gotten a C+. But actually for this class, you guys can only get pass, no pass, but that's okay. What about, so let's see. Problem Sorry. Everybody all right? Problem 15 was a application, a word problem, right? And some people skip word problems. What if this student had just skipped that completely? How many points would they have earned then?
58.
58,
58 points. So they would have gotten what grade?
68.2.
No. Oh, you're thinking, now you got to be careful. You can't just subtract 10 from this because it's out of 87. You've got to actually do this division. Right? It's not 10 points out of 100. It's 10. Sorry?
66.66.
Yeah, they get the evil grade. The actual number of the devil, 616, not 666, but that's all right. We'll talk about it. All right. 66.7. I don't know if you guys know that. It's the wrong, they mistranslated. Anyway.
It's both.
Huh?
It's both. But yeah, they did.
Okay, it's both. Okay, so maybe it is both. I don't know. Where am I at? All right. So what they're trying to say there is you don't want to skip an entire problem. You want to try it because you never know. You might feel like you're wrong and you're actually not that wrong, or you're not wrong at all. You never know. All right. And let me say something real quick about tests, right? I forgot I should find my test taking tips. I got a test taking tips sheet somewhere. I got to find it. A lot of times a student, I could tell that they'll do a problem, they'll make some mistakes, and then they'll sort of give up on some of the problems after that because they think in their head, oh, I've killed myself, I messed that problem up. You have to let go of that because you're not grading it. You don't even know how wrong you were, if you were really wrong. This is not easy to do, but it's really easy. You'll do number 2 on the test and you'll be, I really have no idea. I think it's this, and you'll do some stuff. I don't know. And then number 3, like, what's the point? I've already screwed up number 2. I'm dead. I'm like, oh, damn it. You lost 1 point because you made one mistake and then you killed yourself. Oh, come on. So I have no idea if you're understanding what I'm saying. Don't make assumptions about how close or far away you were and let those assumptions mess you up on other work. That doesn't make any sense. So often somebody's like, I thought I totally messed that up. And I'm like, no, you had the right idea. You just didn't do this or whatever. That happens so often. And then they're like, well, when I messed that problem up, I couldn't let go of it, or I didn't even try number 5. I'm thinking I've already messed this thing. I'm like, oh man, why'd you do that? All right. Enough of that. Okay. I'm going to clear all this away. Let me see. Go away stuff. Go away. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, what's the highest grade you could get? So remember, there were a total of 87 points possible, right? If you got everything right, but you skipped number 15. So that would mean you would be out 10 points. So how many points would you have earned then?
77.
77.
Oh.
So what is 77 divided by 87?
88.5.
Yeah, 88.5. So if you totally skip that problem, you have completely made it impossible to get an A. So I tell students, never leave a problem blank. That does not mean write bullshit that has nothing to do with the problem, right? So if somebody once would write apples and oranges because somebody told me not to leave this blank. And I'm like, that has nothing to do with the problem, minus all points. So obviously do work that is related to the question. If you do that, I will never take off all the points. If you do work related to the question, you will never lose all the points. You might lose a lot of them, but you'll never lose all of them. The only way to lose all the points is to leave it blank or to write bullshit that has nothing to do with the question. Okay. And this is true for most teachers. This is the way most teachers grade is I want to give some points to people that actually try the problem and kind of go in the right direction. All right. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Let's see. What's the next interesting thing I can do here? Blah, 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 blah. We already talked about number 7, basically. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, all right. Yeah, look at this insanity. So look at these scores on the quiz. They already told us the mean is 69.4%. Right? And then look down here. This is interesting. Study times. Time spent studying. The mean number of hours spent studying was 3.5 hours. So let's look at this. The professor scolds the class, making 4 students cry and sending 6 others to ratemyprofessor.com to say really mean things. His justification. The average grade was a D. Ugh. Do you think this is an accurate measure of how the class performed on the quiz? Do you think that the 69.4 average, obviously what? Is that an accurate measure of everybody's performance?
No.
No. What's 2 things you could do to get a more accurate accurate measure of their performance? So this is not accurate. Does anybody not agree? This is not accurate. How do you make a U? There it is. Okay.
So you could get rid of those 5 zeros.
Good. So you could either, so one way to do this is to lop off the low outliers and recalculate the average. Now I'll tell you this much. This one is normally not considered a good way to do things because you're losing data. But in this case, depending on what those zeros really represent, right? If these people actually tried everything and just completely screwed everything up and misspelled their name, then maybe I should keep it in there and be upset. But I mean, look at how many people made 100 on the damn thing, right? So what's another way? If I wanted to keep all the data, what's something else I could calculate that would be more honest? Anybody?
Just skip the zeros and do the calculation.
Well, then we get the 69.4 and the teacher gets angry and everybody cries.
No, without zero. We want to skip the zeros.
That was what we already talked about. Number 1.
Yeah.
We already said that.
We could
Lop off the low outliers. So throw out the zeros, right? But I told you, normally that's not something we like to do. We don't like to throw out. Is there another thing I could calculate that would be more honest about where the center is?
The mode.
Well, yeah, okay, the mode. And what's the mode in this case?
100.
100. But that's not even that good, to be honest, because maybe a lot of people made 100 and then everybody else made 20s in another test, right?
Oh.
Say again. What's the other one?
Get the median.
Median. There it is. So how would I calculate the median for 25 students? Will there be a number in the middle for an odd number of students?
Yes.
No. Yes, you're right.
The middle of the middle.
No. You're right. I was thinking something else.
For 25,
There's
yeah.
an odd number of numbers. There will be something in the middle. So how do I find that number, right? Let me give you a nice way to do it. Because the 25 is a lot of numbers. 5, I can see the middle. If I have 5 numbers, which number is the middle number? Wouldn't it be the third number? Are you guys with me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, now here's a cool trick you can do. There's what number of things are there? There's 25, right? Stay with me now. if you do n plus 1 divided by 2, right? So if I had 5, what's 5 plus 1? 6. What's 6 divided by 2? 3. The third number would be the answer. So I can always do this. So what's 25 plus 1? 26. What's 26 divided by 2?
13.
13. The 13th number. I have to count from, well, it doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's the median. Is that a more honest take on where the center of the data is? Yes. Right?
Right.
You guys cool? It is in order. I know it's from highest to lowest, but it doesn't really matter as long as it's in order.
Does that n plus 1 over 2 always work?
Always. And here's the neat thing. I want you to understand, if there were 4 numbers, like 1, 2, 3, 4, what is 4 plus 1 divided by 2? Isn't that 2.5? What does that mean, Jeff? It means between the second and third number. 2.5 is between the second and third number, right?
Okay.
So the median would be the number in between 2 and 3. So that n plus 1 divided by 2 always works. I don't know if this book talked about that or not. I can't remember now. Are you guys all with me? We just did a lot of stuff. I'm sorry. So the mean is definitely bad. Cutting off the outliers does sometimes make sense, but most of the time we don't like throwing data out. The mode is not horrible, but it's not the best because it kind of ignores everything else. The median is the one that keeps all the data there and it is not affected by outliers.
Wait, why is it over 2? The n plus 1 over 2?
Oh, think about this. I really want this to make sense. If I want to find the middle number, how far do I want to go? I really want this to make sense. I want to find the middle number. How far into the list do I want to go? If I want to find the middle number, how far do I want to go into the list? If I want to find the middle, how far do I want to go?
Halfway.
Halfway. There it is. There it is, right? Halfway. So this is going halfway into the list. And the little plus 1 just kind of makes it work, right? Half of 5 is 2.5. But if I do half of 6, there's 3. That makes it work. Is that
Okay. Okay.
So that explains why it's cut in half, because I do want to go halfway. Isn't that beautiful? Halfway to find the middle. Okay, I'll stop. Crazy. All right, let me see. I'm going to clear this. I want to see if the book actually talks about that n plus 1. I don't think it does. Let me see where they introduce median. Yeah, I don't think it does. No. Yeah, they do. They do talk about the even number. It's the middle, but they don't give you that n plus 1 divided by 2. That's very useful. The n plus 1 divided by 2. Okay. All right. Let me see if there's anything else. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. I want to make sure I don't miss anything for you guys. Oh, interesting. How well do you feel you understand the grading standards for your course? Now, one of the main rules of doing a survey is the person that would be affected by the outcome of the survey should not administer the survey directly, right? So if right now I said, how well do you feel you understand? Some of you guys might want to be like, I don't know, but I don't want to say that. So obviously, if there's any course you're taking and you don't understand how your grade is going to be calculated, you need to say to the professor, I don't know how my grade will be calculated. What's going to go into my grade? And if they say something like We'll find out. No, you're supposed to set it. So hopefully in my syllabus, you guys can really very clearly see where things are going to come from that go into your grade. And if not, just let me know. All right. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. So that is section 2.1, mean, median, and mode is what section 2.1 is all about. Let's do a little preview, and then we'll probably call it an early day. Why not? The next section is going to get into more algebraic stuff, believe it or not. We're going to get into inputs and outputs, evaluating algebraic expressions and formulas, writing and interpreting expressions. Oh, shit. So some of you guys, if you've been like, oh, good, this class is not that bad. There's not a lot of algebra. Well, here it comes. There's got to be some algebra in this math class. So the next section is going to be all about, oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, that's so beautiful. I don't know if you guys agree with me. Look at all that cool stuff. Look at all that. Oh, dude. All right. I can already see some of you guys like, no, say it ain't so. All right. Anyway, so that's a quick little preview of what's coming. Yeah. Okay. I already got people messaging me saying no and ugh. All right. So hopefully I can make that less painful. I'm going to find out because it's obviously some of my favorite stuff. Look at all this beautiful, making some charts, using formulas. Oh, it's so beautiful. All right, I'll stop. Thankfully, the homework is not that big, right? For 2-2, there's only 7 problems. All right, I think that's plenty for today. Let me know if you need to hang out afterwards. Otherwise, you are free to go, and I'll see you well, don't forget, I got 11 to 12 are my extra office hours. If you want to come to those, the link is in Canvas. Anybody have any questions? You guys good?
I do. Just a quick question, or
Yes.
reiterate. For the modals, you said you never go above Tri-Modal, right?
Yes.
Okay. I was just.
You could see people saying stuff like polymodal, meaning many modes, but the whole idea of a mode is to see if the data is clustering somewhere. And if you have more than 3 places, then you're like, it's not really clustering anywhere. So
Okay, got it.
Traditionally, most statisticians only go up to Tri-Modal. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, thank you.
What?
I have a question for
Yes.
section 1.9. You already, but it's like marked incorrect, but I don't see any markings on it, so I don't know what you.
All right, hold section, which one?
Section 1.9.
1.9. Whoa. What's happening?
Oh, sorry.
I was like,
My mom's cutting vegetables.
oh, okay. I was hoping everybody was okay. Let's see. Who was that I was talking to just now? Who was asking about?
Phoebe.
Sorry?
Phoebe.
Who's talking? Oh, Phoebe. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you said, I'm sorry. I don't know who Stevie is. Phoebe, there you are. Let's see what craziness I was doing here. That's weird. Did I even look at this? Why is that saying? Hold on, Phoebe. I don't understand. Oh, interesting. I say correct and there's nothing marked as wrong. What the hell happened here? Hold on. All right, this is really weird. What happened to me? Hold on. Let me try to figure out. I don't remember even looking at this. Why did I must have been looking at somebody else's paper and then clicked on yours and accidentally, because I don't even remember looking at yours yet. I'm sorry. So I'm going to undo that. Shoot. I'm sorry about that. It's so weird grading this way, so I will make stupid mistakes sometimes. So just let me know. So I still have to grade yours apparently because I don't even remember looking at it.
Okay.
So okay, thank you for pointing it out. Okay, how's everybody else? Anybody else I messed up on, or you guys out there? I'm gonna head out because I don't see any questions. So I will see y'all.
Oh, I also wanted to ask a question too.
Yes.
I wanted to ask about homework and like how many we're allowed to miss before we get marked as like an incomplete.
Oh, I see what you mean. It's sort of a subjective thing on my part.
Okay.
So it depends on, so I could say incomplete if you got too many things wrong, or you could even get just one thing wrong, but it was a really important idea. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it really depends on, it's sort of a little subjective on my part.
Okay.
Because you can miss some stuff and it'll say, okay, but you still got a couple of things wrong, but it wasn't like major, like you said, 2 + 3 is 6. And I'm pretty sure you don't think that or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not a set thing because it depends on how important some idea is or how big the mistake was. You know, it's a little weird. I know.
Okay.
Okay.
And I wanted to also ask when you will correct the incomplete that I redid.
Oh, dude, that's that is at the bottom of my priority list, unfortunately. Unless you
Okay.
have a specific question about correction, you could always ask that in office hours or whenever. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to ask that.
Yeah, my priority is to try to keep up with new stuff.
Okay.
And that's yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Sure. All right. How's everybody else? You guys good? All right. I am headed out by people that are definitely here.